Hey guys, so today, oh sorry Draco. Hi, yes I know, sorry, I'm loud. So today we're going to be discussing 10 things that you should know before buying a hedgehog. And these are things that not only should you know, but you should consider them because they can be deal breakers for some people. So for today's intro, I'm joined by Draco, who is not super thrilled about being woken up to film in bright lights and loud noises, but he's alright. Oh, duck and cover. I'm also joined by Bear and Felix, who are behind and next to me. So should be interesting. Nox is even in the room. It's just one big party. We'll see how this goes. So the first thing you need to consider before buying a hedgehog, and really any animal, is their lifespan. Hedgehogs live 4 to 7 years, which means that you could buy them in one life situation and they would pass away in another. This particularly pertains to teenagers who I find who contact me the most about getting hedgehogs. And this is because if you're going to college, your college may not allow you to bring your hedgehog. If you are moving states, that might be problematic with a hedgehog because hedgehogs aren't legal everywhere. This also could be problematic because you might be moving out of your parents' house. You might have new bills that make paying for a hedgehog difficult. So their lifespan is definitely a huge consideration. It's not like they live 1 to 2 years like a hamster or something. It is 4 to 7 years, and 7 years is a long time. The next major consideration you need to think about is the fact that they are exotic animals, and that means that they require exotic vets. And I can tell you firsthand that exotic vets have exotic prices. They can be quite expensive to take into the vet. They can be quite expensive to get treatment for. Even their checkups are pretty expensive. It costs me $60 just to get one of these guys seen by a vet. So that is a huge consideration, particularly again if you're young. That is something that you or your parent will have to pay for. And hedgehogs are prone to illnesses generally. Depends on where you buy them from and whatnot, but generally they're pretty prone to illnesses, which means eventually you will have to tap into your vet fund most likely. So that's a huge consideration. Next involves these guys right here, these quills. And Draco's pretty calm right now. Well, he's irritated that I'm holding him in front of a camera like this instead of close to my body where he can get into my hair where he's not supposed to be. But these quills, when they're upset, can be pretty uncomfortable. They can also cause things called hedgie hives. When the quills get dirty, they can cause you to break out in little hives. I have a whole video on that and I show an example of it in that video as well. But these can be quite uncomfortable, and unfortunately, they can be pretty intimidating for people. My cat is playing with my necklaces. A lot of people end up buying hedgehogs without ever holding one, and they're quite surprised by how uncomfortable the quills can be. And these are their main defense mechanism, which means there's no way that you're going to be able to avoid them. If you use gloves while handling them, it's just going to make it worse. They'll never get used to you. So getting a hedgehog is committing to handling these. Another thing you have to commit to when getting a hedgehog is keeping them warm. Hedgehogs require some sort of heat setup to keep them between 72 and 80 degrees. This means that both you and your parents, if you're a child, have to be okay with having a heat setup in your home. I get a lot of comments from people who are like, my parents really don't want a space heater or a heat lamp. They're afraid it's a fire hazard. And unfortunately, that probably means that you can't get a hedgehog because they really need heating. It's a 100% requirement for them. Another thing you need to think about is that hedgehogs are solitary animals. This means that not only can you not get 2 hedgehogs and house them together, it also means that a lot of the time they don't strive to hang out with you. And on that subject, another thing to think about is that they're decently antisocial. Sometimes you'll get very, very social hedgehogs, But a lot of the time, you'll find that hedgehogs are pretty indifferent about spending time with you. I've gotten pretty lucky with Draco. He has some pretty good days where he just wants to hang out, and then he has some days like today where, sorry, where he would rather run around or sleep. These aren't the most social animals. It's not like owning a dog. They need socialization every single day in order for them to just sort of hang out with you, because naturally they're not really designed to do that. So now that you can see his belly, you might also see what my next point is, and that is that they're messy. Hedgehogs naturally poop and pee when they run, and because they run in wheels, that means that they also run in that poop and pee. And that means that they get poop on their feet, which if he opens up some more, you'll be able to see. They also get pee on their stomachs a lot. Hedgehogs also tend to masturbate, which means that they get semen on them. Well, the males do. The females masturbate as well, but they tend to be cleaner. But Draco right now has pee and poop and semen on him because he's messy and he's a hedgehog and he needs a bath. And this is just the normal state of a lot of them. Hi, yes, are you done sitting like that? Okay. Another huge thing to think about is the fact that they are nocturnal, which means that hedgehogs are most active in the evening, and this can be problematic, especially if you have a noisy wheel. They might keep you up at night. You'll hear them eating and running around. It also can be problematic if you have a particularly stubborn hedgehog who doesn't enjoy being awake during the day. Their most social time is during the evening. This means that if your main time to bond with your hedgehog is in the middle of the day, you might end up having a little bit more trouble than someone who has time to do it in the evening. Another thing you should think about is that hedgehogs really should have live insects. Now, some of them won't eat them, and that's okay as long as they're eating their staple kibble, but one of the most natural things for them to eat is live insects, not dried. Dried can cause constipation. They can have them, but it's not the same. It's never going to be the same as feeding them live. Their bodies are designed to digest chitin, which is the exoskeleton of a insect, and they thrive off of it. Now, a lot of people get hedgehogs thinking that they can avoid this, and it's true, technically you can, but if you can offer them something that is super natural and healthy to them, it's really something that you should consider doing. We got one more. Can you hang out for one more? One more fact? So the last thing is that hedgehogs need pretty large cages. Not the biggest cage, they're not guinea pigs, but they do need 4 square feet, which can be pretty big. And you also have to be able to heat that 4 square feet. You can give them larger, and if you give them larger, you have to fill the space with more things. Hedgehogs don't like big open spaces, but they do require big spaces. 4 square feet isn't huge, but it is bigger than some animals, and so if you don't have a lot of space or you have very limited space, that can be problematic. Hi. All right, we're done. We're done. You can run around. So yeah, I'm gonna let him run around because clearly that's what he wants to do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video, which I think Draco's gonna be in too. Yeah? Do you think you can handle another video today? Probably not? No? We'll see. Where are you going? Into the hair. Into the hair. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!